could see, I'm here in San Diego, and here's James Moss in New York today. He bounces between New York and London, and that's in person. So, welcome, James Moss.
Hey, thank you very much, Ed. Great to be back. Great to be chatting with you again.
Today, we're going to talk about technology. Of course, AbsoluteRelo, as you could see, AbsoluteRelo.com. AbsoluteRelo is about relocation information online, 24/7, worldwide, digital. So let's talk about what is behind you. Behind you is this beautiful display showing what your location where you have representation or active customers. That's on the map behind you, and then this chart above your shoulder. Home finding and relocation and move management and visas and immigration, remote worker setup, expense management, language, short term, flex. All those are what? Sections of information?
Yeah, they are. Basically, we've brought relocation back to the basics, and we combined it with a technology platform. So when people move, when they relocate, Ed, as we all well know, they only need three things basically. They need to find somewhere to live. They need to get their stuff over. And if it's international, they need the legal right to live and work where they're going to be. We focus primarily on finding there someone to live, because that's often the anchor to what's going on. You have to do things before, you have to get visas and stuff sorted out. If you're coming to America, you have to get a social security number sorted out. If you're going to Italy, you need to get registration sorted out. You need to get all that done. You then need to find somewhere to live. And we are really, really good in that space, particularly on the property space, because we're real estate experts internally. And our relo advisors are super experienced. So the other things that we do is we do the move management, the shipping, the visas, and the various things you see there. And a lot of those we outsource to partners. Okay, we use expert partners. Some of those things we bring more and more in-house, like expense management, for example, is in the process of happening and with the app on that. But what we really do is we do everything on a mobile phone. Everything is done on mobile phones between the relo advisors and between the customers, the users. So it's super efficient, super affordable, really friendly, and we cover all those things as well. And we do it on a global basis. And just to reiterate on the map, we actually operate in 30 countries. We have coverage in 30 countries. We have over now 100 relo advisors and partners who we connected with and who we can deliver business through. As you can see, we've got extensive cover in the United States, very good in UK, and major locations in Europe. We're also out in Dubai, okay? And we also have a sprinkling cover, a really good cover out in Asia Pacific. And we expand as our customers expands, and as their needs require.
So let me ask you a question about what we're looking at. This is what, the homepage of once people are inside your app, right?
Yeah, this is really a brochure. This is a sort of overview that we share with clients and relocation companies in the industry. We do a little bit of work with those guys. We tend to work much more independently, and we tend to work in a much wider range of markets than the traditional relocation vendors would do.
Very interesting. It's so scientific. I'm jealous.
Well, I think the main thing, there's a lot of really great things about this, but the technology enables us to move very fast. We're very agile. We can cover territory really quickly. Plus, you've got to bear in mind, we've been doing relocation for over 20, 25 years now. and we know the industry inside out. We know people, the way people work and operate inside out. And the fact of the matter is that the world has changed. People work patterns are totally different, hybrid working, remote working, and the way people communicate is totally different now. We hardly have to use emails. We really don't need them. Um, Everything is done off a mobile phone, and therefore we've simply moved into the space of the way the world communicates, and it's easy.
Okay, so we're talking about people who are they could be on business travel, not necessarily a relocation, and they could use this to find information about wherever they're on business, right?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't quite catch that first bit. The
Yeah, so this is usable for business travelers, not necessarily relocation.
That's right. Its applications are wider than just sort of pure relocation. It's almost like a sort of business, personal sort of concierge type of service. It's not quite that because we do focus very much on the specifics of actually moving and relocating. But a lot of what we do and a lot of provide is almost like, personal PA relocation service. And it's a big factor to our business model because people only pay for what they actually need. And a
Yeah,
lot of times in the world of global relocation, certainly in the corporate sector, people are being, given all sorts of things that they don't need, they don't want. They often have multiple points of contact, so they don't know what different people are doing in different places. It's very messy. It's very messy. Um, this isn't replacing a sort of five-star white glove relocation service. It's really lighter touch. But what we're finding is more and more organizations, traditional companies who would use relocation, traditional relocation services, are moving to this model. And it's a sort of lump sum type of approach, but it actually goes beyond that. It goes beyond people who just want to move and communicate efficiently and right up to the mark. And we are, we are a great fit for those people. So I'm working with one company at the moment. They have 183,000 employees around the world.
oh my.
Okay. And I was chatting to them the other day, the head of HR, and I said, out of curiosity, how many of your assignees do you provide lump sum relocation approach services to? And she said, all of them. She said, from the graduate to the CEO, she said, everyone gets not the same, but they get the same approach. And it's been a very fruitful conversation so far.
Oh, that's really good. Okay, so now you are AbsoluteRelo.com in 30 countries, Americas, EMEA, APAC.
Yeah, we have. There's certainly countries where we're stronger than others. Frankly, I mean, we're still a very young business. We're very strong in the US and in Americas. I mean, we get great coverage in Canada and some really good coverage beginning in South America now. Europe is a given because we're based in New York and we're based in London. My operations team is in London. Dubai's always been a great business hub for us. I mean, in terms of traditional relocation, and very much in terms of real estate and property. We know the Middle East incredibly well, and they're good tech hubs out there. Um, and Asia Pacific, we have a really nice sprinkling of cover in places like Singapore, Sydney, Hong Kong, less so at the moment. The one market we're also looking at, but we haven't opened up yet, but we are touching upon it all the time, and that is India. Um, so yeah, so that's sort of where we are at the moment. We haven't quite conquered the world, but our reach is very substantial.
Okay, so when you're talking to the HR people, like for instance, the one you just mentioned or alluded to with 183,000 employees, that's huge. Okay, so what's the big deal here? This would save companies money, wouldn't it?
Yes, it can save them a ton of money. I mean, it does two things. It can, depending how they use it, it can save up to 80% or more. That's really, just to clarify that, that's particularly on fees of relocation companies and so on. It does save a bit on shipping and stuff like that. And the reason that works is because we work with technology partners who have drilled down through technology into that space. So the savings can be really, really substantial. And even just, if you do a sort of like for like comparison with a traditional 3-day program and so on, the savings are still very, very substantial.
So let's go to slide 3 if you want now. The red ones with the different sections, and take a look at that and explain what we're looking at.
Okay, let's see if I can find that.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Only pay for what you need. Money back guarantee. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it's the first. As you can see the image up there, some screenshots of the app. It's terribly easy to use. The technology is great. We use mapping APIs. We use a fantastic communications platform, which is fully encrypted, by the way. But yeah, but the bottom line is you only do pay for what you need. So the cost savings are actually terrific, particularly your lump sum, because if your lump sum, you actually want to, hold back a bit of that money for yourself and other things. So it's terrific on that side. Uniquely, we're the only company relocation business I know who gives an actual money back guarantee, and we give a
Okay,
90
so
back.
what's this about? Money back guarantee on what? That the app
Yeah.
works?
Basically, we'll provide a full relocation to the client, to the user, to the customer, and if they are dissatisfied with that, we will refund their money that they've paid us to Absolute Relay. And we're very open about that. I have to say, we've never had to do it, but I'm sure there'll be a first time sooner or later. And I think it's a statement of confidence in what we're doing and in our abilities. And I got to say, the customer feedback we've had has been absolutely fantastic. But I think on a model like this, where often you are paying as you go, you're using a credit card to do so, particularly if you're an independent or a small, medium-sized enterprise, you want the comfort of knowing that it's all going to work, and if it doesn't work, you're going to get your money back. The other thing we do is we do company accounts where we then simply give out passwords and various tricks, if you like, not a password's a trick, but various shortcuts. So customers can get onto the app and use it without having to go ahead and use their credit card. So
We're
we have that
talking with
as well.
James Moss, AbsoluteRelo.com, and that's how people can find you. Is that right? Do you
Yeah.
want to add a different way?
Yeah, no, AbsoluteRelo.com. I mean, it's basically what it says on the tin. And I'm James.Moss at AbsoluteRelo.com. And contact telephone numbers on the website. And there is a US number. We also have a UK number for UK and Europe. Yeah, so dead easy to find us.
Great. Thanks for being my guest on Global TV Talk Show. This is really cool. I wish I had an app. Maybe someday I will. Right now, we just have a lot of talk shows. So
Excellent.
thank you for being on the show.
Thank you very much, Ed. Much appreciated.
This is Ed in San Diego signing off. Hasta la vista. We're 8 miles from the Mexican border, but I have no app for going to Tijuana or no appetite either. But anyway, that's cool. But others might want to get your app for Tijuana and
Hey, we're here, Ed.
Cabo
Happy to
San
help.
Lucas. And take care now. Bye bye.
Cheers.
Thank you.